I used to think silence was comforting. Now silence feels like someone holding their breath in the corner of the room, waiting. It started a week after I moved into the old house on Sycamore Lane. The realtor had called it full of character, which I quickly learned was code for drafty windows, groaning pipes, and wallpaper peeling like dead skin. Still, the rent was cheap, and I told myself the quirks gave it charm. The first night was uneventful, just me, a mattress on the floor, and a single lamp. The second night, though, I woke at 3:12 a.m. to the sound of footsteps above me. Slow, deliberate creaks traveled across the ceiling. I froze. The attic was the only thing above my room, and I hadn't been up there yet. I listened for minutes that stretched like hours, waiting for the sound to stop. It did, abruptly, as though whoever or whatever was up there had realized I was listening. I convinced myself it was just the house settling. Old beams expand, shift, complain. But the rhythm had been too measured, like someone pacing. By the fourth night, the noises weren't just above me, they followed me. If I stood in the kitchen, a faint shuffle would echo in the hallway. If I sat on the couch, a floorboard groaned in the corner of the room where nobody stood. It was subtle enough that I doubted myself. Maybe I was jumpy, new to the house's quirks. On the seventh night, something changed. I awoke again around 3 a.m., not to footsteps this time, but to the weight of something pressing against my mattress. The dip was slight but unmistakable, like someone had sat down beside me. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't move, didn't open my eyes. I told myself, don't look. If you look, it will be real. The weight lifted after what felt like forever. The room was silent, save for the frantic pounding of my heart. The next morning, I forced myself into the attic. Dust choked the air, and cobwebs laced the rafters. Boxes sagged with age, their labels faded to nothing. In the corner, I found an old trunk. Inside, beneath yellowed linens, lay a stack of photographs. Most were portraits of a family, a stern father, a mother with sharp eyes, and a little girl with hair pinned in curls. In one, the girl clutched a porcelain doll, its painted face cracked. On the back of the last photo, someone had scrawled, "Clara, 1912. That night, Clara visited me. I woke to the sound of whispering, faint as a breath against glass. I sat up, straining to hear. The words were indistinct, but the tone was pleading, urgent. The air had grown icy, my breath misting in the dark. Then, from the corner of the room, I saw her. A small figure stood by the wall. The light from the street lamp outside bled through the curtain, catching the pale outline of a child. She was translucent, her edges blurring into shadow, but her eyes, dark, endless pits, fixed on me with such intensity that I couldn't look away. "Go," she whispered, though her mouth barely moved. The sound filled the room, layered and hollow, as though many voices spoke at once. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body refused. My chest tightened, my hands shook. Then, just as suddenly as she appeared, she was gone. Morning brought no comfort. Every shadow seemed deeper, every creak louder. I avoided mirrors, afraid of what might look back. I stopped sleeping. Nights became a ritual of waiting, listening for her return. And she did return. Sometimes I'd glimpse her reflection in the dark window while I cooked dinner. Sometimes I'd wake to the sensation of fingers brushing my hair, light as spider silk. Once, I found the doll from the attic trunk sitting at the foot of my bed, though I hadn't brought it downstairs. The house wanted me to leave, or Clara did, but I couldn't, not yet. I needed to understand. 2 nights ago, I made the mistake of speaking to her. "Clara," I whispered into the dark. "What do you want?" The air grew thick, heavy, as though the house itself inhaled. Then she appeared, closer than ever, standing right beside my bed. Her face was pale, streaked with shadows that seemed to writhe beneath her skin. Her mouth opened unnaturally wide, and a sound poured out, like 100 voices screaming underwater. "Get out!" they shrieked. I clamped my hands over my ears, tears burning down my cheeks. When I dared to look again, she was gone. But the message was clear. I packed a bag the next morning, yet here I am, writing this, still in the house. Something roots me here, a curiosity that outweighs fear. Maybe I want proof that I'm not losing my mind. Maybe I feel sorry for Clara, trapped in a place that will never let her rest. Tonight will be my last night. The house is silent now, but it's the wrong kind of silence, the kind that hums, waiting to break. I can feel her watching from the hallway. The air is colder than outside. My lamp flickers as I write these words. If I'm gone tomorrow, if no one hears from me again, maybe someone will find this. Maybe they'll understand. The silence has broken. Footsteps are coming down the hall. Slow, deliberate. She's here.